Well folks, different venue, couple hundred miles drive this morning in the miserable rain, up at sort of 4:10. Didn't sleep really well, but hey, we're now at West Stow Country Park fishing with my mate Rob. Hopefully this year isn't going to end like last year with COVID and totally disaster, but there we go. There's Rob at the moment. Righty ho, so I'm in swim number 4, I think, could be 3, can't remember. There's a lovely little bay area here. If you see the duck out in the middle, I've seen fish showing there, and there's fish to the left of me been showing as well on a bar out there, so I'm feeling sort of pretty confident. Rob's next to me there, so hopefully between us we should manage to bag a carp or something. I don't know really. I've sort of I was saying, got up at 4 this morning, travelled down through a lot of wind and rain and everything, but the rain's now sort of subsided. Everything's all set up. I've got the no Titan this week, got the Aqua Compact, so I wasn't sure whether we moving swim, how big the swims are and everything. The swim's going to be quite small on here, and that Titan's absolutely huge, so that's all sorted. I've got literally smoky, catalyst and corn on 1, 2, 3 rods. We'll see what's produced. I've spawned out a mixture of all three baits out there, and hopefully one of these will rattle off. Said I've got a bag on the right hand one, so I've got to sort of sort out a little bit of a better area for the right hand one at some particular point in time, and take it from there realistically, which I'll do in a little while. I'm just sort of waiting. There's a guy wandering around having a look for a swim that he wants to go into, so I might just I'll see what he does first before I decide what I'm going to do. But we'll have to see really. Right, I'm going to get tidied up because I need to get things sorted out and set up and have everything exactly how I want it. You know what I'm like. Rightio, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, I'm hoping, as we've seen fish in both of our swims, we've had a fair chance of actually catching this time. It's looking pretty good out there. Rob's had a couple of liners. I've sort of, first of all, I got down here and I chucked a bag out on my right hand rod over a showing fish, left it there for sort of a couple of hours, and nothing sort of produced. So what I've done now is sort of led it around with that rod. Put the marker up, found a good old spot and done that, and I've done the sort of previously I've done the same to the other 2 rods. I'm fishing a reasonable amount of bait over each, nothing sort of too extensive, and yeah, hopefully one of those will do me on rattling off, which would be nice really after last year's disaster. We're sort of overdue something to be pretty good. Any luck it might well be. I just have to see really. It does look good, lovely place, do like it. I remember fishing here a long time ago, so yeah, it is nice to be back out on here. Yeah, I wish I'd done it a lot more in the early days really, but when I used to live down here, but I didn't really, so that's one of them things. There's not a lot you can do about it really. But yeah, I don't know, it's to say, I think we're in with a chance. You know, I think conditions are more in our favour. Conditions tomorrow are going to be horrendously wet and windy, and apparently they absolutely love the wet and windy weather, so can't argue with that then, can we? We'll just have to wear my waders all day or wet weather gear or something like that. Don't know, we'll see how we get on really. I left my wellies in the car realistically, so depends, it might turn into a bog or something here, I don't know. I've set myself quite back in the thing, so I'm quite sheltered, which would be quite good really. And yeah, just sit back and wait and hope realistically. Well, good morning from the bivvy, and yeah, it's going to be a incredibly wet day, I feel, a day in the bivvy. We all sort of love, we don't really mind them, just after about 8 hours we absolutely hate them. Well, I do. I don't know if I can wait 8 hours, but there we go. I checked the forecast in the night. It was up a couple of times, so there's periods and times when it might not actually be raining all the time. So you get the odd little hour to stretch your legs and things. So should be quite good realistically. So we can only hope that we get a few of these little stretchy moments during the day, just to sort of keep the old bones straightened out a little bit. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit miserable out there, I must admit. More miserable in here really. As far as I'm aware, Rob hasn't caught. He could have easily done. It wouldn't have disturbed me or anything, because the conditions last night were sort of pretty rough and horrendous. Unless he managed to catch something half decent, I don't think it'd have sort of like left me alone realistically. Same from my point of view, but I've had nothing at all. I've heard boshing fish. I hope you can actually hear me speaking, to be honest with you. I'm holding the microphone quite close to my mouth, because it's sort of not really lashing down with rain, but I'm under a tree, so it sort of appears to be really lashing down with rain, if you know what I mean. So it is what it is really, unfortunately. I have a feeling this set of videos is going to be very short. As you can see, I'm sort of looking out for the bivvy door at the moment, trying not to get anything wet. So yeah, I don't think we've got a complete day of rain today. Tomorrow, showery, so I might be able to get a little bit more videoing done, but you get Joe Public out and about tomorrow, so I think this video is just going to be one of one as opposed to one of a lot, but you never know. I don't know, just have to see really, just have to see. I must admit I forgot to attach my GoPro, so it's now buried in all my boxes in my bivvy. Might just leave that as it is realistically, and just live with what I've got to do as it is. Thought one of them would rip off last night. Really did. Was a bit of a surprise, to be perfectly honest with you. I realised that looking at the ground down there, I wished I brought my rod mat with me. But luckily enough, I'm leaving those reels with Rob and me spot on marker reels and everything, because he does reel surfacing. So handy, isn't it really? So yeah, that's all we can do realistically. I think it's, well, I would say it's nearly time for the first brew of the day, but I'm not really sure whether I want brews while I'm getting in and out and having a wheel all the time. A bit frustrating really. You might be able to hear the RAF and USAF or whatever. I can't remember which one's which up there. I'm near 2 Air Force bases anyway, and yeah, they seem to be on the move a little bit today. Just have to see, but yeah, we can't only but hope. I did see someone sort of clanging around early hours this morning with a head torch on, but I can't sort of locate them, so they're either dog walking very early or setting up, moving around very early. So I don't know, it could have been someone going for all I know. No idea really. But yeah, right, fingers crossed for the rest of the day, to be perfectly honest with you, and something comes along. Realistically, it would be good. Rightio. Well everyone, hopefully we're now coming to our end of our day of rain. I've had to alter things slightly. I was sort of hoping no one would go opposite me, but they spotted the fish as well, so someone sort of gone opposite me, so I've had to sort of come back a little bit. I wasn't in his water, but they were sort of both sort of on the maximum of our own water, so it's sort of, I don't like fishing particularly like that. It just seems a bit silly. So a little bit more information I've gleaned from Rob over this morning. I've gone a little bit more left, and if I don't produce anything tonight I'm actually just going to flick one over the bar tomorrow and see if I can sort of produce stuff over there. It's a bit iffy because it's sort of right on the boundaries of I think it's a little bit of someone else's water and his water, so hopefully I'm sort of I'm gonna look at his little map and see where we can sort of go from there realistically. Yeah, no, I'm not going to complain about the other guy setting up opposite me. You know, we all know you're supposed to go near fish, so there we go. I'm not on that subject. I'm not quite sure what occurred, but he was with his mate, and his mate seems to have binned it completely. I don't know whether he sort of just got absolutely soaked and just abandoned the whole thing because of the weather and they couldn't deal with the whole day of rain. But I wouldn't have fancied setting up in this, but I don't know, I've done it before, and you know you've got to. So I've done it before on the airfield lake, so you just have to do these things sometimes. You might sort of hear the stove a little bit on the background. I'm sort of warming the bivvy up a little bit, so just sort of dry things out a little bit. So that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. So I'm sort of quite content. You might have noticed that the water level is coming up, which means the water's flowing into the lake. I'm actually fishing towards an inlet pipe, which comes in sort of at an angle facing this swim, and because of the quite shallow bar, it seems to sort of come in and go round apparently. So this area ends up with all the fresh water. So I've got two quite close rods on sort of 11 and a bit wraps realistically. The middle one's a little bit further because it's a little bit further along the bar. So I've got sort of two along the bar and one sort of out in the middle. You know, they're all filling really good spots. I think the guy opposite me, he's you know, he was fishing. I could have carried on fishing. He was probably fishing a rod length, maybe two. Sort of further away from me, quite hard to tell realistically, but in general we're sort of more or less sort of fishing the same sort of area. So we'll leave it. I thought we'll leave it like that. You know, I could sort of spoil his chances and he could spoil my chances. I don't know. So I think it's best to sort of pull away from that and sort of concentrate more on this little area. The wind's pushing down here absolutely beautifully. There's a little bit of undertow going. It's going to swing around a little bit and do some other sort of weird things like southerlies, southwest, sort of spinning around really in the sort of centre of this storm that I'd say all the country's getting. But it appears that sunny Southampton isn't getting it. It's quite nice really apparently there, according to the wife. I was a bit concerned because she's looking at the forecast and you know, sort of like, you know, storm warnings here, there and everywhere, but it doesn't appear to be storm warnings here, there and everywhere at all really. It's sort of, well, you can see what I can see, not that bad at all, you know, so, which is quite reasonable realistically really. So yeah, happy about that. Righty-ho, so hopefully it's going to sort of die down in the next couple of hours, I think, and then it'll stop, so I can sit outside and have a chat with Rob later on and chat a little bit. Depends how tired I am, that's the trouble. I don't really actually know how much I slept last night. Not really sure, can't really tell. I sort of was in the bag from 8 o'clock until 8 o'clock really, but I don't think I slept the whole time. I was tinkering around on the phone a little bit in the middle of the night. Not about several weeks, listening out for fish, and you know, it's all sounds quite sort of reasonable and everything. So yeah, right, you know, let's see where we go then, shall we, folks? Well, I think the bright stuff might actually be heading our way at some point soon. Not really 100% sure, but I'm hoping so. It's looking, well, looking a lot better now than it was before. A little bit of brightness in that distance over there, isn't there? This is always quite good. Can only but hope that something, you know, it won't take much longer to get here. Get a bit of brightness. I'm not going to see any sunshine. I might see some sunshine tomorrow, but don't know really. But camp's looking good. Been out and about a couple of times, had a chat with Rob and things. But no, it's looking good really. Hopefully, yeah, just hopefully something might come my way. Only but hope really, can't we? Rods are positioned in what I think are really good positions. Everything seems to be all good on the spot, exactly where we want it. So I've come to that point in time where, yeah, we are going to be, well, getting a bit drier, hopefully. I'm glad my reels are having serviced by Rob when I've left here, because they're going to blooming need it. They're absolutely caked in stuff. But there we go. Trouble being under the trees, isn't it? Sometimes it might stop raining. It hasn't completely stopped raining out yet. Under me bivvy. It's misty, drizzly stuff outside there. But, you know, not out here, it's not. Have I just seen or heard a fish? Don't know. I keep carrying them up like that way a little bit. No, really, yeah, that was in the middle of the lake, out in front of where Rob had his bait originally before, and he's moved it. It's quite ironic, isn't it? But there we go. Right. Fingers crossed, eh? I'm going to go and have a chat with Rob now. See where we go. Well, morning everybody. I think some choices have got to be made today. One is, well, where to move my bivvy to, and where to put my rods, to be perfectly honest with you, because, yeah, as you can see, there's got a bit of a flooding situation going on here, and, yeah, see it's come back quite a long way, especially, well, it's come back over my marker sticks, to be perfectly honest with you. Weather conditions look great, look wonderful. The reels are half underwater at the moment, which is never good. I do want to move them, but what I don't want to do is sort of disturb the lines or anything out there at all, and whatsoever. I don't want to sort of create too much aggro out there, but I do believe I'm going to have to move them at some particular point in time. Not ideal, but it's going to have to be something like that. If you do it, I don't know, the guy over there riding around in his Crocs, I reckon. Yeah, the boy is up below that over there, just that water level is well and truly high. So, yeah, interesting one. What we're going to actually do today, I don't really know. Water's still pouring in the pipe. I can move back quite a little bit actually, so might just have to be, might just have to do that and move the rods back a lot further. At least the rods are on a pod, so I can slacken up a lot of line and pick them up and move them back, and just do it like that. Realistically, don't want the rod being underwater whatsoever. But at least one thing though is Rob's going to be servicing them, which is quite ironic, isn't it? Really. But yeah, what can we do? Realistically, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sort of. Oh, it's coming up to nearly up to the busy door, I think, realistically. Matey boy over there is recasting, so I think he's sort of seen carp, had carp with any luck. But he's quite good over here this morning. Does look very interesting, very appealing. Only but hope. I've set my sensor light off again, unfortunately. It's never good. So what I'm going to probably do is put my wellies on and move a few things, realistically. It does look beautiful out there, doesn't it, really? Absolutely beautiful. Right then, let's crack on with doing stuff, I feel. Right, well, I've moved my rods back. I felt it was the best thing to do. They're disappearing underwater. slowly but surely. No, they're going to get service, but yeah, doesn't do them any good anyway, does it? The time I'm here, perfectly honest with you. Yeah, it's well, if you look out there, you can see my sort of distance sticks, and you know the one on the left, where my rod is, that was not even anywhere near the water at the beginning. There's a little stick just sticking out of a bit of wood that was quite high out the water originally, next to the reeds. That's nearly underwater now. There's a little stick in the water there I've put down there. That was on the edge of the running water, or the sort of rising water yesterday. If you look down here very carefully at the moment, you can see it sort of teetering on the edge of my bivvy, and it's well, to be honest with you, still rising as we speak. Getting ever closer. I think it's got 3 inches closer since I've been talking and doing stuff this morning. There's going to be a lot of thought put into today, what we actually do. Yeah, I've clearly got to definitely move my bivvy, I believe, get that back out of the way of everything. Yeah, something that's got to be done about that. The eyes opposite seem to be sort of just about not getting flooded out. One of them was just sort of recast, as you were seeing earlier. I'm wondering whether he's actually possibly got something. That would give me a little bit more hope. Those fish are out and about, they're not very far away. Yeah, got to put some thought into how we do it today, what we do realistically. Don't really want to get stuck here or anything stupid, do you? The water is still flowing through that pipe, as the water is still rising as we speak. I think it's sort of come up 2 inches along this bit of ground towards my door since I've been up this morning, so it is a slight concern. But yeah, I just have to put some thought into this. I hope you can hear this alright, but I'm sort of whispering because I don't want to sort of wake Rob up because we're fishing quite close together. Let people sleep when they need their sleep, because we do. You just don't know what sort of night people have had, so we've got to be nice about these things. Yeah, so we've had an awful lot of rain over the last 24 hours. Look at something I was looking at, is 21 millimetres, which is incredible, really. Yeah, it certainly does look nice out there. Very fishy and very carpy. A few fish topping. I've been listening to more and topping. I have a funny feeling they're getting overwhelmed with the hatch, to be perfectly honest with you. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, it's what it is, really. I don't know if this water rising so fast and so much water coming in all in one go is going to help. I don't know, it seems to be, not putting them off at the moment, but I do believe they're well and truly preoccupied. Rightio, let's have to put some thought into today and what we do and everything. Right, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, unfortunately, the decision has been made. It's safer for us to actually go home because we're worried about the actual the river that runs behind the lake is about a foot off going over the top, and if it goes over the top and bursts its banks, we don't stand a chance anywhere realistically on here. So yeah, the choice has been made sort of by being sensible, I believe, and I think that's our best option, is to knock it on the head home. I think there's 1 or 2 fish being out and that's it. So unfortunately that is all, folks, and till my next trip, and the next time I'm here as well, whenever that may be.